Good evening. Coming up tonight. Game day was eventful on and off the field this weekend. Find out about the chaos and how Gamecock Athletics is responding.
And the Shane Beamer era began with a dominant win this past Saturday. We'll get you caught up if you missed Shane Beamer's coaching debut.
And finally, if you're strapped for cash and paying for each semester, this new program might be just what you need.
All of that and more tonight on SGTV Nightly News. Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse studio, this is SGTV Nightly News.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Callista Yost.
And I'm Finn Carlin. Thanks for joining us tonight. While the energy in the walls of Williams-Brice gave an optimistic look to the full return of football, what happened just outside of the gates this past Saturday told a different story. During the game that night, a large crowd formed around the lower-level student entrance. As hundreds impatiently moved to get into the already full student section, push soon turned to shove. As security were no longer able to hold the mass back. A social media outrage ensued upon the shocking video making its way to Twitter and Instagram. In response, Gamecock Athletics released this statement saying, quote, "We apologize to those students who were affected. Athletics is collaborating with student affairs, student government, and campus police to make sure this will not happen again." Despite the statement, the backlash has continued from both students and concerned community members.
Every semester, I dread the day that I have to pay my tuition bill. These days, getting a college education is just expensive. But to offset some of the costs of coming to school, the state of South Carolina increased UofSC need-based student aid funding to $10 million for this academic year. And this isn't just a little increase. This year's aid is nearly triple what the state gave last year. According to Interim President Harris Pastides, the increase will provide crucial access to high-quality, affordable degrees. And the university says that the majority of aid will go to students who have no expected family financial contribution towards their tuition.
Tragic news out of the Aiken County Coroner's Office was released recently detailing the death of a fourth grade student at North Augusta Elementary School. This soon comes after another death in the county of a 10th grade student from Aiken High School that was also reported. Now, following their return to in-person instruction, Aiken County is up to about 23,424 new coronavirus cases, with these heartbreaking losses adding to the 11 new deaths reported by SCDHEC in that county.
All right, let's go ahead and get a look at the latest developments for COVID-19 around the state and on campus. In South Carolina, there were 3,453 new cases reported by SCDHEC, adding to the total 626,000 positive cases in the Palmetto State. There were also 23 new deaths reported today, with the total number in the state being around 9,583. Moving closer to home, the university reported 36 new coronavirus cases, adding to a total of 420 for the campus. The percent positive for the community is at around 6%, down from 7.7% when the dashboard was last updated. As of right now, 64% of the Columbia campus is fully vaccinated against COVID-19, and the university's alert level remains at new normal. And I'm sure those vaccines play a big part in that.
Yeah, of course. And, that was, of course, why Williams-Brice Stadium this past weekend was able to be in full capacity. I know that a lot of my friends are actually getting tested right now because of that really big, chaotic, gathering of students that happened outside of the student gate. It looks like things are going in the right direction for now. Hopefully that stays the trend, and also hopefully people continue to get tested and get vaccinated against the coronavirus.
And that'll keep us in classes as well.
Absolutely. Now coming up, hopes for Carolina football and updates on Gamecock soccer. SGTV News 4 anchor Austin Nasser will keep you updated. Stay with us.
Welcome back to SGTV Nightly News, where we'll see how women's athletics with the Gamecocks are going to be dominating the field. For SGTV News Sports, Austin Nasser is here with the information. Austin?
Thank you, Callista. The South Carolina Gamecocks have begun the Shane Beamer era of football here in Columbia. And following a dominating season opening performance over Eastern Illinois, it sure looks to be a promising one. Gamecock fans had to have been pleased with the way their team executed this past Saturday, cruising to a 46-0 victory. Offensively, South Carolina was led by a stellar performance from senior running back Zaquandre Wright, who totaled over 160 yards from scrimmage, while scoring 2 touchdowns in the process. But the highlight of the day, however, came on the defensive side of the ball, provided by a former 5-star recruit, sophomore Jordan Birch. Late in the game, Birch was able to leap up from his defensive end position at the line of scrimmage and pluck the ball out of the air, taking it to the house for a 61-yard pick six. Looking ahead on the schedule, the Gamecocks will look to ride their momentum into Greenville, North Carolina, as they take on the East Carolina Pirates in what could shape up to be a pivotal matchup early on in the season. You can catch the game on ESPN2 this Saturday at noon. Moving over to the soccer pitch, it's been a stretch of ups and downs for Carolina soccer over the past few days. The women's team was able to keep their undefeated season going with home victories over Boston College on Thursday and UNC Charlotte on Monday. On the other hand, the men's team had a tough go at it last Friday as they took on their top rival, the 4th-ranked Clemson Tigers. The Gamecocks suffered their first road loss of the season, dropping the record of the men's team to 1-2. Nevertheless, the men won't have to wait much longer to bounce back as they host Presbyterian College tonight at Stone Stadium. Coming up for the women's team is a tough stretch against ACC foes as they will travel to Clemson to take on the Tigers this Thursday and then return home where they will host the Virginia Tech Hokies for a Sunday afternoon matchup. That's all for Carolina Sports. Back to you.
Thank you, Austin. Coming up, we have music festivals and Ferris wheels and leadership events. Oh my! We'll talk events coming to campus in the near future. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got some exciting upcoming events for you to hear about. I'm Callista Yost.
And I'm Brianna Hallman, here with tonight's news and entertainment. Let's get started with one of my favorite events on campus.
If you weren't involved in the front gate nightmare, I'm sure you had a good time at this weekend's football game. And if you followed my good friend Frank's advice and stayed till the end, you probably still have a fourth quarter voucher to redeem for your extra point. Tomorrow's the last day to turn your voucher in, so don't forget to stop by Davis Field from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. to get that extra point. You'll need it for the next home game in a few weeks, when our Gamecocks are coming home to play Kentucky on September 25th. Time TBD. I'm so excited to jump into this football game. I'm so ready.
As you know, I'm not really a football fan, but it's pretty fun to be in the mix of the energy.
Yes, definitely.
Well, if you're looking for something fun to do this week at USC, USC is hosting the Mahogany Music Festival. The event will take place September 9th through the 11th at the Koger Center. The Color of Music Orchestra and the Auntie Karen Foundation legends will be featured. The Color of Music offers performances through gifted African descent composers and performers. Tickets are not required, nor is there a fee on the 9th. The following dates require tickets, and I'm definitely excited to see something so cultural here going on in USC.
I know. I feel like we don't get enough of these cultural music, especially appreciating the beautiful music. Oh my goodness, of other cultures.
Right, there's so much to learn about.
I know, so much to learn. But I have a quick question for you guys. Who's ready for Ferris wheels and funnel cake, Brie?
Definitely.
Oh
definitely.
Yeah, me too. Well, the good news is that tickets go on sale for the South Carolina State Fair tomorrow, and they're at a discounted price if you get them ahead of time on the State Fair's website. The fair will open its gates to the public on October 13th. But for all my USC students, if you can wait on fair food until the 14th, you can actually get admission to the fair for the price of free $99 and take a shuttle to avoid the traffic. But more on that as opening day approaches. I love the fair. I'm so ready.
Excited.
I know. It's going to be so much fun. And I actually, one of my best friends, our first time we ever hung out was at the fair. So many good memories.
Right, so many memories. We need some new memories.
I know, new memories are necessary.
Right. So balancing classes and meetings throughout your day may have you in a bit of a cycle. However, in the midst of the never-ending cycle, it's good to catch a break and chow and chat. The Center for Integrative and Experiential Learning is hosting a Chow and Chat event tomorrow at Russell House in room 304 at 12 to 1 p.m. It's free to attend, and students will be able to network and have dialogue about trending social justice topics. And this is a great way to meet new people, especially for the incoming freshmen, especially meeting new people who may have transferred with COVID and everything. I think it's just a good thing to do.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, and I love being able to have good, solid conversations with new people to really get a vibe for them, surround myself by good people. So I'm really excited for this opportunity.
Yeah.
That's all we've got for entertainment. Coming up, Caden Dinkins will tell us what is needed for the weather in the near future, so stay close.
Carolina, it's looking like you're going to need some rain jackets for the next 2 days. Starting tonight, we are going to see some thunderstorms peak out. It is only a 20 to 30% chance, but they are on their way. It is also going to be cloudy, but it will bring some cool temperatures. Those thunderstorms will come in on Wednesday as well and remain through Thursday. We have a mostly clear Friday, and then the sun sticks around through Sunday. Now let's take a look at this week's weather. So starting on Wednesday, like I said, we do see those thunderstorms that are likely. That is because there is a stationary front here right now, and then a cold front will push that through, bringing some dry weather and some humidity. We have a high of 88 and a low of 71. On Thursday, we also have a chance of storms with a high of 85 and a low of 65. And then on Friday, we have a high of 86 and a low of 63. You see as that cold front pushes through, that temperature drops down just a few degrees, but then we also keeps those thunderstorms around. But then on Friday, it is mostly clear with a little bit of clouds. And then on Saturday, that sun peaks fully out and with a high of 88, going back up in temperature with a low of 64. Sunday, we have a nice high of 90 degrees and a low of 66. And that sun continues to stick around through Monday with partly cloudy and a high of 92 and a low of 67. But with that cold front, it's not going to be too humid, so it will be actually a comfortable 92. You never thought you would say that in Columbia, South Carolina, but here we are. And right now in Columbia, South Carolina, it is 83. It feels like 88 with that humidity at 96%. That is because we are seeing that those precipitation come in as that cold front pushes through and the thunderstorms start to come down. The winds are at going south at 2 miles per hour, and there are a chance of storms tonight, and that sun sets at 7:41. Have a great night, Carolina, but stay tuned for tonight's edition of Carolina Canines.
And finally, tonight's Carolina Canine is Rooney. The picture was sent in by our very own Alona Donovan. Rooney is an Irish setter golden retriever mix who was born right before St. Patrick's Day. This extremely friendly dog enjoys playing with his family chickens or chasing after squirrels in his backyard. On his days off, Rooney enjoys sunny days at the lake where he catches his frisbees and jumps off the dock for a cooling swim. Now, I have to say, he is a good boy, but he is the goodest driver.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I got my driver's license when I was 16 years old, and you know, Rooney looks like, he looks young, you know. He's definitely very dapper, so that means he definitely did get his license before I got my license, and you know what? I'm here for it. I'm proud of him.
That definitely means he's better than you in every way. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree. Also, the name Rooney, that's a great name.
Period.
I love that
it.
name. Well, Rooney, thank you so much for coming on to Nightly News for us. We love seeing you drive that car and abide by all the safe laws and regulations of the road. Now, that's all we have for tonight's edition of SGTV Nightly News.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SGTV at USC. To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For SGTV Nightly News, I'm Callista Yost.
And I'm Finn Carlin. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina, forever to be.